you tried. Which one do you like?
I think this one's it. What else do I need?
All right, now you got the bike. Whether it's new, given to you by your cousin, your brother, your sister, you got a bike. This video segment is about what you need for your bike. This is what you gotta buy right now. There's no salesman, no sales pitch, no nothing. This kind of stuff, you gotta buy it right now to go out and enjoy your ride. You can get loaded up on accessories. You can spend more money on accessories than what your bike costs. Happens all the time. But this is the kind of stuff that we want you to know that you need. All right, so let's get going. New York City, by law now, you have to have a bell and a front and rear lights. You've always had to have reflectors, but they actually want you to have lights now. So you need a front and a rear light and a bell. But setting that aside for right now, let's talk about helmets. A lot of people, they just can't be bothered with a helmet. I gotta be honest with you, every once in a while, us here, we're gonna go pick up lunch, we're gonna go ride 4 or 5 blocks. Nobody runs to get their helmet. They just grab their bike and go. I'm guilty of that too. But all that said, you're going on a 6 mile, 8 mile, 10 mile ride. If you're gonna go meet your boys or your girls downtown and ride around Central Park and go have lunch, and you're gonna be on your bike for any extended, amount of time, a helmet is a really good idea. I'm not talking about you doing 20 miles an hour down a hill and falling. You can't really look at it like that. It could be as simple as you're rolling 6 miles an hour and something jumps in front of you and you slam on a brake and you're only holding the bar with one hand and you're going over. It's not gonna be too pretty, side of your face scratched up. Head injuries are the worst. So helmets are a really, really, really like #1 in must-haves. Helmets are a little funny also because you can get a $45 helmet, you can get a $250 helmet, and we're talking about the same safety standards. It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna pretty much protect you the same way. Only that a $45 helmet's gonna have a lot of less vents. I mean, just to give you an example, even if it's a lot less vents, there's a lot less going on, as opposed to something that has more vents and a little more fancier. This is, for example, a $110 helmet. The helmets go up to like $250, $280, $300. Yeah, don't ask me why. But they're really fancy. But again, same safety standards. It's not, it's not like, you're getting a super duper, impact in buying such an expensive helmet. Let's go to bells. A bell, really simple item, but now it's law. So, it's become a really popular bell for us. Forget about the brand, it's not even important, but it's small, it's simple, it keeps you, abiding by the law. But you'd be surprised at how you will use a bell in New York City. Someone walking a dog, somebody crossing and not paying attention that you're coming, just get their attention and keep it moving, This is our favorite bell. It's slightly larger, but it has a really cool sound, like if you were selling ice cream in the summer. But this is a really popular bell for us. Coming over to lights. Lights is kind of like helmets. The categories are immense. You can buy a $15, $20 light set for the pair, front and rear. You could buy a $600 light set, front and rear. It all depends on the level of lights, you feel you need, We, as in the sales team here at the shop, we basically, we keep it real with customers. We tell them, look, the faster you want to go, think about where you ride. Like if you're, for example, on the New York City Greenway, there's some spots, the Greenway is awesome, but there's some spots that are like pitch black. So in those cases, we're always telling customers, you got to pump up your front light. You got to go into like higher lumens. And a combination of a light set like this, where the front light is a 1 watt and the rear light is super bright, this is something we would definitely suggest on somebody that's commuting, heading out really early or coming home late, that not only do they want to be seen, but they want to shed some light on their path. They are going through sections that are really dark. That's when we tell them they got to step up their game on their front light. Then you come into a real funny category. This is a must-have, water bottle cage. Keep it simple, $5, standard water bottle, dollar water bottle, Gatorade bottle, they all fit. This is another funny category where you can buy a $5 water bottle cage. You can buy a $17 water bottle cage, a little cooler looking, a little fancier, plastic, very durable. And then you can get radical and you can buy a carbon fiber water bottle cage for your, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 bike that you're crazy about weight. You don't want your bike to be heavy. And you can buy a carbon fiber water bottle cage, which is going to hold that same dollar bottle, same water bottle cage, and it's about $60, $70 sometimes. So this is a very wide category, but this is something you need. And even if you don't do it initially, trust me, you'll come back for it. The kickstand. Strange place to have it in the category with some cool stuff, But a kickstand is important. You'll be surprised how people are test riding bikes sometimes and they're like kicking the air. And they're looking for that kickstand because when they were growing up, all bikes had kickstands. Now, about 95% of the time, manufacturers do not put kickstands on their bikes. They're trying to keep the cost down on the bike, so they're giving you the option of getting a kickstand. Kickstands are very cool, especially like if you have nowhere to put it at your house. You want to stand it up, prop it up. You have nice floors. You don't want your bike falling down at home, or when you're locking it up, people actually lock their bike up standing on their kickstand. People do that all the time. We have seen it. It's kind of cool. You're not gonna put a kickstand on a $2,000 mountain bike. You're not gonna put a kickstand on a $1,000 road bike. But it's something that if you do want one and it fits on your bike, just get it right away. Get that out of the way. Put it aside. So these are the items that we feel are must-haves. Pretty much at this point, we need you to get out there and ride, be safe, and don't forget to subscribe because we got more tips coming your way.